Okay, now our next topic is what? What we discussed about GST. Okay. So, first of all, we discussed about GST. Now, this what is that? That is a destination-based single indirect tax system, and it was applied from 1 July 2017. And we have the direct taxes representation, which is more 6%, and indirect, which is 5.11, whatever we discussed, yes, in last topic. Now we have the new one topic. So for this time, our topic is labor, employment, and skill. Okay. So what is our topic? Labor, employment, and skill. This is our topic for today. So, what do you understand with the labor market? First of all, this how labor market is very important for all of us. Okay, so see, recently periodic labor force survey, periodic labor force survey. This is a survey which is conducted from 2022 to 23, and this is we increase the labor force participation 55% to 57.9%. In that, male is 78% and females are 37%. Okay, that is 2022. So males are 78% and females are 37%, and we have increased from 55 to 57%. Okay, current weekly status, this is urban area only. So current weekly status and current usual status and usual status, two things we see. First is the weekly status, second is the usual. In the weekly status, it is for the 3 months. Okay, it is for the 3 month, and for the usual status, it is we conduct annually. Okay, for the 3 month and annually. So the usual status which is conducted annually, and the current weekly status which is conducted in 3 months, because it is weekly status and it is usual status which is for the 1 year. Okay, so now we are going to see about the labor for participation. That is continuously it is the trend. So the trend is like total is 57%. In that, rural area, that is 60%, and urban area, here they are 50%. So in rural area we have more laborers. Okay, labor force participation rate, that is person in a labor force in the population, and the worker population ratio means employed person in the population. Unemployment rate, that is person is unemployed. So unemployment rate, how many people are unemployed, that is the unemployment rate. Okay, activity status means during the specified reference period, like usual status, that is 365 days. Okay, and current weekly status, that is the 7 days. It is for weekly. Now this is the gender pay gap is also in that. So gender pay gap, one of the new thing, like in 2023, gap in the work hours, that was largest for self-employed worker and lowest for regular wage worker. So in the hour, there was a self-employed worker who were the self-employed who given the 50% contribution, and the lowest rate for the regular, who are the regular worker, they were 19%. So self-employed 50% and regular, that is 19%. 19% are the regular one. Okay, so you are seeing the trend what I'm here discussing about. In the usual status we are giving 1 year, in the current weekly status we are giving almost 3 months. So do you think what kind of trends we are choosing here? Now next one is men earn more than women, means the earning of the men is the more than women's. Okay, and across the work, male self-employed worker are 2.58% of the male from the women. So they are the self-employed person. And labor force participation, it is increased. Labor force participation, it is increasing in an increasing trend. And average hour work per week and rural self-employed women, that are 37%. Okay, so 37% in the average hour worked per week. Now this all about the labor force participation. Now next one, I'm going to discuss about the Nobel Prize in the economics. So do you know about the Nobel Prize? So this Nobel Prize in economics is the woman in labor force, that is Claudia Goldin. This Claudia Goldin got understanding women in the labor market, in the labor market outcomes. Okay. So international award given by the Alfred Nobel, that was in 1895 in the Stockholm, Sweden, and that is 1901 in a five category. It is in the five categories. So the Nobel Prize Economic Science, it is in 1968. That is Royal Bank of the Sweden. And now Royal Swedish Academy is a novel Royal Swedish Academy, Royal Swedish Academy. Okay, it is giving the Nobel Prize in physics. Okay, in physics, in chemistry, and in economics, three subject. Okay, and the Nobel Prize in Literature, which is given by Swedish Academy of Stockholm. Okay, and it is Royal Swedish Academy, and that is the Swedish Academy of Stockholm. So this is given what, literature, in literature, and Royal Swedish Academy in physics, chemistry, and economics. Nobel Assembly at Karolinska Institute, Stockholm. Nobel Prize in Medicine. So in the Karolinska, that is given the medicine. Karolinska. Karolinska. Karolinska, it is giving in medicine. So Nobel Diploma, that is unique work in art, Nobel Medal, and Cash Prize, that is Swedish corner. It is full prize of 2023. Now all about this Nobel Prize. Okay, so Florida, what was the name? Name was Golgin, Claudia Golgin. So you should be aware about the Claudia Goldin and Royal Academy, that provide three types of the Nobel prizes, and one type of the Nobel prizes which is in literature, and that is given by a new institute, that is not given by the same institution. It is Karolinska. So Karolinska for the medicine, and Swedish Stockholm, that is providing the Nobel Prize in literature. Okay. Now, factor influencing female labor force participation. So, labor force, like female labor force participation. What kind of factors, that means, like they are increasing or decreasing? So U curve is what? U curve means demonstrated that there is no historically consistent association between women and labor market. U-shaped relationship is development process and female labor force participation first decline then rise. इसने क्या बोला कि पहले ये डिक्लाइन हुआ था, then ये क्या हुआ था, rise हुआ था. Decline then rise. So this is the U curve in the female participation. High for the poorest country, like यहाँ पर आ गया अपना एग्रीकल्चर, यहाँ आ गया अपना इंडस्ट्रीज, यहाँ आ गया अपना सर्विस सेक्टर. ठीक है. So this all about the U curve, and which is important. how can we improve the women participation? First, parenthood effect, like child care, women like in the home, women then men affected their career progression. First is men are more affected. They want always career. Okay, so first. Second thing is what technological innovation. So technological innovation is also one more topic. So, contraceptive pills resulted women delaying marriage, childbirth, thus increasing their education and career prospect. Social norms like marriage bar is also there on women. Marriage bars are also there on women. Okay, and now measure taken for reducing gender gap. We want to reduce the gender gap. So, what kind of measure in India is taken? First is Code of Social Security. Code of Social Security. Okay, this Code of Social Security in 2020, like 26 week of the maternity leave, and we can provide 26 a week of the maternity leave. Second is the Code of Occupational Safety. Occupational Safety. Okay, so Social Security, then Occupational Safety, and now third one is the Code of Wages. Code of Wages. It was in 2019, occupational safety was 2020, wages was 2019, and Code for Social Security that was in 2020. So occupational security and the social security which came in 2020, and Code for Wages which came in 2019. Okay, so this all about the how we can grow the women force participation in the labor market. Okay, and what kind of measures we can take here also there. Now the next thing is what? Gig economy. Gig economy. What do you understand about the gig economy? Several issues have been seen in the recent past, like gig workers including a strike by Blinkit worker. So there is a Blinkit worker, and Zomato plus Swiggy. So this kind of workers are there, and they are delivery rider. Who are they? They are delivery rider. Okay, they are delivery riders. So platform for the gig economy, that is we have online software. We have apps. We have digital platform. Okay, and now this worker are casual wage. They provided casual wage plus own account worker प्लस ऑन अकाउंट उनका खुद का कोई अकाउंट है either they are giving the casual wages. Okay, so reason to increase gig worker in economy, first is widespread access to internet. Now internet is a widespread access to internet. Second is rapid increase in startup is also increasing. Third one is interoperability platform. Interoperability, and fourth is changing work approach. Work approach also changes, and rising demand for contractual employ. Their demands are also increasing. So we provided Code of Wage Act 2019, Code of Social Security 2020. Okay, so define the gig platform. These are the unorganized sector. Unorganized sector. They are not organized. They are unorganized. And they provided social security, and national social security board is also there. So in our country, we have consumer. So provided personalized service, save time and money. Why we are following the gig economy? So one very important thing, it will save our money, it will save our time. Okay, so what is the reason we are following the gig economy? So wait a minute. So first thing, it will save time, it will save money. Second thing, provide flexibility, enable remote working, and provide work life balance. Work life balance. Okay. Third thing is, it is low compliance, low labor, low cost of labor, low cost of labor. Okay. Second, low compliance cost, low compliance cost. Third, help the startup. It help the startup boost the economy, boost the economy. It create employment, create employment. It serves needs to various sector, and it serves the needs to various sectors. Okay, this is all of the reason of the gig economy. Now, Standing Committee of the Labor, Textile and Skill Development. It is in Ministry of Labor and Employment. Ministry of Labor and Employment. So that is there is an employment meeting, and it is in 2023. Rajasthan state government given the platform for based on gig worker, that was in 2023. So Rajasthan also provided the platform for gig worker. Okay, so this is all about the gig worker, and this is very important to be we are like discussing this kind of topics, and this will really useful for exams. So next one is banking and monetary policy. First is incremental cash reserve ratio. Incremental cash reserve ratio. Okay, so there is a Reserve Bank of India. It is uses the ICRR to absorb the surplus liquidity. Surplus liquidity which is in market, and RBI want to absorb this. What they want? Absorb this one. So ICRR was discontinued in phased manner as a liquidity situation is stabilized. So cash reserve ratio, what is it? Is share a bank net demand and time liability that is mandatory by the Reserve Bank of India. Like CRR is what? It is the share of the net demand and time liability. Okay, so that is Reserve Bank of India to be maintained with the letter as a reserve for the liquid cash. It is a liquid cash, and Reserve Bank of India maintain this one. Second is net demand and time liability NDTL. What is this one? Show the difference between the sum of demand and time liability. So demand minus time liability. So this is the difference of both. That is NDTL. And this assets held by the other bank also. What kind of asset other bank have and all that. RBI Act RBI Act 1934, which is put the old schedule and commercial bank. All scheduled and commercial bank required to maintain CRR. Okay, so application of the CRR, it is NDTL, which is we can see like it is 100%. Okay, if we have the NDTL of 100 rupees, then 4.5% of CRR. So it will be 4.5 rupees almost. Okay, so it is deposit from the CRR. टोटल मेंटेनेंस कितना होगा? 4.5 का हो जाएगा. अब हम ICRR को भी लगाते हैं, जैसे हमने ICRR के बारे में सोचा. इफ आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट द ICRR, if I'm thinking about the ICRR, ICRR. Okay, so here NDTL is 150 rupees. Okay, and application of CRR, that is 4.5%. So deposit from CRR plus ICRR, and ICRR is about 10%, means 50 rupees is NDTL. So 10% of ICRR means sorry, means 5 rupees. So total will be 11.75 rupees. So this 11.75 rupees is total maintenance of the RBI. Maintenance of the RBI. Okay, got it? So effect of ICRR. What kind of effect are there of ICRR? First is ICRR. It will manage the liquidity. Manage the liquidity. It will manage the liquidity. Second, inflation control. If we want to go for the inflation control, then it will also do that. Like we have the retail inflation which is 7.5% of CPI. Okay, compared with it is increased 7.5%, before that it was 4.9%. So we adopted the tighter monetary policy. That is the reason we control the inflation, retail inflation, which is from the CPI, Consumer Price Index, and here it is rose 7.5% in July and compared to 4.9% in June. So we requiring a tighter monetary policy. Third one is banking resilience. Banking resilience. What is this? This is about the increment in CRR increased protection against the potential threat of bank run. So we are not going to mm, uh, we indulge any potential threats. Okay, and fourth one is decreasing lending. We are going to decrease our lending. Decrease lending. So lower lending will bring down demand of the goods and services. If we are not going to lend now, so people will never borrow goods and services. So reducing the aggregate demand of the economy, it will reduce the aggregate demand of the economy. So after this, we can manage liquidity, we can control inflation. We are going for banking resilience. We are increasing our CRR for the protection against the potential threat of the bank run. We are going to decreasing our lending, so demand automatically will be decreased. Okay, so this how effect of the ICRR in our economy. Okay, got it? Now next one is, yeah, next one is liquidity management tool. Liquidity management tool. What it is? Standing deposit facility. Standing deposit and facility. Okay, so this is RBI want to absorb the liquidity. RBI want to absorb the liquidity of the market. So without giving government security in return to the bank. Okay. So now here government is not going to give the government securities, but now RBI going to absorb the liquidity from the banks without giving the government security in return to the banks. If the government is not giving the any security, if securities are not giving, in that case, that is called the standing deposit facility. Standing deposit facility. Second is altering the repo and reverse repo. Altering repo and reverse repo. So second thing, government is going to alter the reverse repo and the repo rates, and that will affect the lending rates also. Third is open market operation. Here, sell or purchase of the government security by the RBI. It is sell and purchase of the securities. Next is way and means advances. Ways and means advances. What is this? This is temporary loan facility. Temporary loan facility, which is to central and state government. Central and state government. So it is a temporary loan facility. Way and means advances. Okay. Now next one is surplus transfer by the RBI. So what RBI do after there is a surplus transfer in the system? So next one is surplus transfer. Surplus transfer of RBI. Okay. So RBI is not required to pay income tax. RBI is not required to pay income tax. But RBI to transfer 87,000 crore as a surplus for the union government. 188% for the union government. So what is that? 87,416 crore. This is RBI going to give to the government in 2023. Okay. Now RBI is not required to pay income tax. It's transfer surplus amount to government in accordance with the section 4. According to the section 47 of RBI Act 1934. RBI total expenditure is significantly lower, thereby generating surplus. So RBI has a lower expenditure. Lower expenditure. That's why it is generating surplus, because expenditure is low. That's why generating surplus. So RBI used to keep a major chunk of this surplus in the contingency fund. Where they put? That is a contingency fund, and this fund is an asset development fund. Asset development fund. So two funds. First is contingency fund. Second is asset development fund. Here RBI put the extra amount of money, which is keep major chunk of the surplus. First is contingency fund. Second is asset development fund. After the Malegaon committee. Which committee? Malegaon committee. After this committee, Malegaon committee recommendation, it was in 2013, revised economical capital framework, that was by the Bimal Jalan committee. Bimal Jalan committee. Okay, two committees are there. First is the Malegaon committee, second is the Bimal Jalan committee. They was talking about transfer of the surplus to the government increase. So surplus transfer to government. So now RBI surplus transfer to the central government. So we can see the trend here. I'm going to show you the trend here. Okay. See what kind of trends are there. Okay. So this is the trend. Okay, and here is in crore, and here is also 2010, 11, 10, 12, and 2020. Okay, so we have 15,009 crore, 15,000 15,009 crore rupees, and now it is 99,112 crore rupees. So how it is changed? 15 to 99 crore. Okay. सो दिस इज आरबीआई जो होता है अपना सरप्लस अमाउंट कहाँ जाएगा? या तो कॉन्टीजेंसी फंड में, ठीक है, या फिर कहाँ जाएगा? एसेट डेवलपमेंट में, एसेट डेवलपमेंट फंड में, और इसके लिए कोई भी इनकम टैक्स नहीं दिया जाता है. ओके, गॉट इट? सो हाउ डू यू फीलिंग विथ माई क्लासेस? प्लीज Sure. Please subscribe, like, and comment to me that how are you feeling after learning this all things.